Good morning, children. Let me start today's session by asking you a question. Now, how many of you love watching birds? I think most of us love watching birds when we love watching when they're flying in the sky, or we will love watching them while they're sitting on the trees, and they are picking on the leaves and dry twigs and taking them to make their nests. We love watching them sitting in their nests when they are taking care of their eggs and warming them. And of course we love the sight if we see the little birdlings in the nest, and the mother taking care of them and teaching them how to fly. So it's a beautiful sight to watch. And the today's session and the today's poem which we're going to take up, it's definitely going to fascinate you, and yes, you'll be touched by it, because the theme which is taken up in the poem is such. The today's poem is based. The name of the poem is the Lost Dances of Cranes, written by Juliet Wilson. Now, Juliet Wilson, the poet, she laments. She's very sad in her poem because, and she talks about the loss of white, beautiful, flawless, long legged cranes, which she saw once, dancing in the fields earlier. Now she is grieved at the sight of another type of crane, the machine crane, which is there in the city, and it's giving rise to its new cities. So the natural cranes, can be seen only in the video footages these days with a fading voice. And people of our generation, present generation, we marvel, we are charmed looking at these video footages, because we find them such beautiful birds. And we are charmed to see that once these birds, they existed in reality. So the poet is trying to sensitize the reader, sensitize about the endangered bird species. The poet describes how the construction of cities is destroying the habitats of the birds, and we are only left with their memories now. So the poem focuses on doing something about the loss of the natural world. So let us begin. And as I always say, children, you must have your book ready with you when you watch this video. So open your book and open that poem, The Lost Dances of Crane, the second one. And I'll start with the reading of the poem first. It is a very, very short and just 3 paragraphs in the poem, and a very touching poem. So, your fields are empty now, only your ghosts dance, while cranes of another kind dance cities into being. All that remain of you are a fading crackle of your energy and some grainy video footage that people in the new cities will watch to marvel at the wonders of the world once held. So let us start with the first paragraph, line by line explanation. Now, the first paragraph, the poet says, your fields are empty now. So the poet is straight away addressing this poem to the cranes. So the word your here, it refers to the cranes. So the poet says to the cranes that the fields, once where you used to roam around, you used to walk and dance, so those fields are empty now. So your fields are empty now. The poet is addressing to the cranes by telling them that your fields where you used to stay at one time, now they are empty. Why are they empty? Let us move on and find out in the next line. The poet says, only your ghosts dance. So the word ghost itself tells us that the cranes are no more, they are dead, they are finished, they are extinct. So the poet says that now, in those fields where once you used to roam around and dance, now only your ghosts are present there, and they are dancing in those fields. So it signifies, that the cranes, they are no more now. While cranes of another kind dance cities into being. So the poet says that in place of you, there are cranes present of another kind. And what are they? They are the machine cranes, which we call them cranes, just because their structure and your structure, matches. So we've given them name as cranes, because these cranes, which are found in the machine cranes which are found in the city, they resemble you, because they also have got long legs and long arms, so that they can reach the high rise building and they can give birth to high rise buildings. So the poet says that in place of you, I can see cranes of another kind, and I can see them dancing. So they are moving here and there, and they are bringing cities into being. They are developing, they are shaping up new cities. So they're giving birth to new cities, or the machine cranes. So we move on to the second paragraph. All that remain of you are a fading crackle of your energy and some grainy video footage. So the poet says, what is left with us of the cranes is only a fading is dim, which becoming fade, so which is fading crackle of your energy and some grainy video footage. So all that we are left with of your memory is only some video footage of yours, which somebody might have taken long time back when you were alive, and some fading crackle of your energy. And in those video footages, the fading sound, which represents your energy you showed when you were present. So this is what is left with us of you nowadays. So we move on to the next paragraph, that people in the new cities will watch to marvel. So the poet says that those video footages are which are the only memory of you which is left with us. The people presently living in the new cities, when they will see those video footages, they will marvel, they'll be charmed, they'll be surprised to look at those video footages. And they are going to call you wonders. They'll be charmed to see that once such beautiful creatures, such beautiful wonders of the world existed in this world. So the world at one time, long time back, it held those beautiful wonders. So the people living in the present generation, they will be charmed, and they'll be impressed to see those video footages, and they'll marvel to watch those wonders of the world which this world once held. So this is what the poet has to tell us about. And through this poem, the poet wants to give us the message that we need to be very much considerate and concerned about the wildlife, whether they are birds, whether they are animals, or whether they are the flora, the trees, the endangered trees also. So a beautiful message, and of course a very important message for each one of us. And if each of one of us becomes concerned about the natural flora and fauna, the wildlife, the trees and the animals, I think the world would be a better place to live. We'll be saving not only the earth, not only the animals and birds, but actually we'll be saving ourselves. So if we want our future to be bright and secure, we must take care of the nature present around us. So, with this note, we finish today's session, and I hope you might have got the message which the poet wants to convey, and we'll keep it in our mind and do our bit for our Mother Earth, because this earth is our mother, so we must do our duty towards it, to save it, to do something about it, even if a little step. If each one of you takes care, I think we'll be able to save our mother. Thank you and have a nice day.